first is Air G. Hopefully this is working out. It's my first time using this, so okay, so we got the daily chart here. You can see these projection pivots. This is that new study I was talking to you about. TheoTrade, I think, uses this. You can see back here is the start of this ticker. Back August, September sometime. But see, you see it following along this line right here. So it's slowly climbing up here. Seem to have some pretty good support. But it'll climb up for a couple days and back down, back up, and back down. Slowly climbing the steps up. The fractal energy is pretty good. Like as it's climbing the steps, it's slowly building fractal energy. So we may see a pop here, but I just don't see this as a too of a great play. Like I said, there's no option anyways, but just going off of if it was, just because it's probably not going to move too much. So maybe like a longer term option potentially, but I think there's better plays, I guess, is the way to explain it. SRPT. Alright, so we had a massive spike there. I know this is one of Brother's favorites. I'll leave mine. So you can at least see these projection pivots, but you can see here how it kind of broke down below that pivot. Not what we want. But look for it to hold like this support level right here at 27-ish. I was really liking this one because it seemed to have bottomed out. See, like the low right here seemed to bottom out and start coming back up, but this candle, I do not like it anymore. But I'll watch it. This is Boeing. Yep. Okay. Bounces off the RSI. So back here. This day we got our buy signal, so we're back to where we were at before. Let's go to 4 hour. Okay, so 4 hour looks a little bit more interesting. So we have that big jump there and it comes back down. It doesn't quite hang out down here though. Let's see, fractal energy is 55. Let's zoom in a little bit farther and see what it looks like. Okay. Now you can see some pivots here. This is kind of my first use with them too, so I shouldn't say my first use, but I haven't used them too much. So we see this big candle move above here. Now this looks really interesting because if it can keep going with momentum in the morning, then we might have something. But you also see on this time frame we're down at 32 fractal energy. I don't know what 4 hour was. So 48. Not too bad. Maybe like some short-term exhaustion. Yeah, down here at the 1 hour we're down at 28. So You can see when it started reaching down here before, it kind of was pulling back, or I'm sorry, switching trends. That's more like 22-ish. So maybe a little bit of wiggle room. I just, again, like I said with SRPT, I think we just got other tickers out there. BBY. So the fractal energy is built up, but it's just like chopping right here. And you can see it definitely reflected on this chart. It breaks out of here, and yeah, it has a little bit of a run up, but it's not anything too crazy. We do keep seeing like a gradual upward, you know, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. So that's good. But again, I just don't see anything too definitive on this. Again, this pivot here is trying to break out there, but let's see. Citibank. I do like this ticker in general. Again, it's just a lot of choppiness. Yeah, and let's see, zoom back on this. So you can see these pivots, it just keeps bouncing along this. Comes up here, along that, back down. So yeah, we might chop here for a little bit. We've built up some energy after this long drop to there. But I think we could just as easily come down from here. And zoom in here. Let's see what the chart's looking like. So we got higher or lower highs. Yeah, I can't see any definitive direction on this. FDX. Okay, I am still in this one. I don't know where we picked it up at before. I think it was just the other day, so maybe here. I feel like we've had it for a couple of days. Maybe we just bought it on Friday. I don't know. Either way, I still like this. I'm still in this. I would look for this maybe to try to come back up into this projection point. If it's strong enough to. Fractal energy is at 49. Higher lows, higher highs. This looks pretty good. Yeah, I like this one. Now in these smaller ones, this is, I think, Damon's ticker. I looked at this one and I didn't really like it. I didn't care for it. Fractal energy, or I'm sorry, RSI lag is just kind of hitting lower, and I don't see anything. Although over here, well, on the 78 it's coming out, but you shouldn't really look too much at that. It's see right here we hit lower lows, and then we come and hit it again with a higher high or a lower high. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care for this one. BCI. And this is one Durango is talking about. That looks good right there. Let's see. Look at this guy. Big gap down, but then a gap back up. So that must have been some bad short-term news or something. Again, some of these times these things don't accurately project it, but 78-minute, you can see right here would have been like a sweet buy, because that would have shown, hey, it's breaking out there. And the RSI lag went to the upside there. Yeah, the only thing I see is some decently, I shouldn't say decently low, but somewhat low fractal energy, 45, 40 on the 78-minute. So since it's a penny stock, we're not expecting it to go soaring high, so this isn't too bad. I would look for that one. NAC. It's been a pretty tenacious run up. This all looks good. This is what worries me though. We failed to break a new high here. So honestly, I would be taking a short position in this. And look at this fractal energy on the 78 minute. We're getting close to that 25, which means trends about to reverse. 38 below, trends in danger. 25 below, trends about to reverse. Again, this projection pivot would have been a nice buy there. It continued up. But still getting used to those. But yeah, it's just, well, I guess it ended the day there. So that's where you zoom in, and the daily would have deceived you. But here we see it may continue to go higher. I hate buying this late in the game. I really do. Because it can just as easily, like, I don't know the fundamentals in this, but it could just as easily revert back, or at least drop down a level since it's had a nasty run. But on the daily, fractal energy is still pretty high, 60. But yeah, I just don't like how you can see it kind of gets higher up here and higher up here. I gotta kind of figure out what that means more in depth multiple times, but I just don't like how it doesn't stay down here, like right here. It stays down here for a while, and then it breaks up, and then from there, it's kind of been like screaming. So I guess more so right here, but anyways,